Oh dear, video. Yeah, kind of undecided. It's more this brain crap, and provoked by two things. Modern mystic. I thought that on purpose. So anyway, kind of just getting to this thing that somehow we don't do reasoning or logic or thinking. That somehow this is the human body makes them arise, like the human body does everything else. I mean, that kind of statement is just so, you know, from the first cells your parents getting together until the very moment your body has just got on doing its thing. You know, just this kind of discounting, diminishing, minimizing any role played by actual concepts and actual principles, actual memes, ideas, having sort of their own reality. You put the idea in one head, you put it in another head. It's the same idea, like the number 2. It's pretty consistent from brain to brain. It's the concept of 2. And other concepts have that kind of consistency, I would argue. And so this is more than just your body doing something. It's the acquisition of stuff. And, you know, so I think it's more, there's more to be, there's more to count in terms of, it's like doing calculations. When you get the formulas right, you know, then you get the right answers. You get the formulas wrong, you get the wrong answers. And that's sort of what brains do. We get a lot of formulas wrong, and therefore, you know, a lot of the equal signs you have in your brain are really dumb. Like sports equals good, dumb. Yeah, equals waste of money. Stupid psychology. So that was the other thing that sort of provoked some thought. So nicotine 2 of the old days, ContraPoints of more recent decades. He's back to making videos, so he quit doing his academic thing. And it sounds like a lot of rationalizations, you know, but whatever. Okay, so he's doing this, whatever. Okay, so he's not doing the full poofter. Yeah, that's not a nice thing to say. He's doing he just likes cross-dressing, I guess. He just likes being a girl, sometimes, for whatever purpose. And just a lot of that going around, you know, it's just everywhere now. Just, you know, it's just never, yeah, it just never occurred to me to be something like, I mean, honestly, I've never even tried to be a girl. It just doesn't seem like it. What's the point? I mean, I don't want to, just, you know, no penis? I don't know. Anyway, whatever. I just don't get it. I don't entirely get it. Well, I don't get it at all. But anyway, but it's psychology, see? So I was thinking, so he was doing some sort of brain science stuff, not really medicine, but some sort of technical crap, neuro something or other, I can't remember. And then he bailed on that because somehow it's not interesting enough analyzing brain scans and whatnot. So then he said, okay, then he decided to focus on philosophy degree thing, and found that to be empty, in that, yeah, it's just a study of a bunch of dead losers, which doesn't make much sense. I mean, people who you know, do as I say, not as I do, like Nietzsche or something. You know, you know, another asshole totally owned by silly emotions. You know, talking about how everybody should rise above it and be a praying mantis, and he was a frickin' whiny cockroach. You know. So so anyway, so I'm thinking of nicotine. I'm just saying, well, yeah. So he did the two sides of it, right? He did this technical thing, brain technology, which is kind of, okay, I can see that doesn't go too far. And then he did the other side, this stupid, obtuse philosophy thing. And he didn't get right in the middle where he exists, essentially, which is psychology. So I didn't mean to just bring up the cross-dressing thing, but it's the, he's obsessed with alcohol. I mean, he just can't do a video without referencing. He just can't live without. It's like his best friend. And I could say I'm sort of like that with nicotine. It's his old namesake, me likey. And it certainly, it is still, the chemistry of it. I'm still vaping it if I must. But that's psychology, right? That's just addiction. It's stupid chemistry, and it controls the associations. It obliges you to think nicely of it, even though it's stupid. Now, alcohol is just stupid, okay? I mean, it's the tranquilizer of choice for the ignorant baboons. So in one sense, here he is, this elitist prick, and he's choosing the vice of the moron. I mean, he can't even figure out that if he's going to be addicted to something, it should be something sophisticated like cocaine or something, or it should be one of the LSD nuts or something. But that's another level of psychology. About finding your ego plateau, or whatever you want to call it, like where you are, your flaws are commensurate to the dignity of your position. Only rich people have certain kinds of flaws, and poor people have another kind of flaw. So even that's segregated, and there should be no line crossing. So anyway, so it's an interesting subject of what is, it's a part of what runs you, is this, the brain thing and these associations. And so some of these are just, I would agree with the mystic in the sense that some portion of you is genetic, some portion of you is this conditioned thing, okay, where you get bad habits. And then some bad habits are a matter of chemistry. So it's not even habit, it's the nature of the thing to be a habit. It will not give you choice. It just says, I'm going to be a habit now. Like drugs. Depending on the individual's chemistry, of course. So you have to be subject to the particular chemistry. The chemistry will make you more vulnerable to the habit being formed. And then we also have these psychological habits that, again, are related to conditioning, in my opinion. You, early in life, your brain associates with certain things. A Mets fan, a Yankee fan. So certain colors become your colors. These kind of associations, and they kind of become a habit. Something gets stuck in you, and you really can't just say, even though my favorite color is blue, I'm just going to switch it to puce or something. You can't just do that. You can't just say, I'm going to change my favorite color. Just as you can't change the whole, it turns you on sexually. Usually you're kind of stuck with what your brain associates with clean and strong and virile and fun and good and or bad, I guess, as the case may be. I mean, people do have some sort of nasty element to their sexuality. But that goes back to, some people are, the sadomasochist kind of stuff, the S&M crowd, where sex is an act of dominance or something, and blah, 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 and all this other stuff. And where the other side of that coin is sex is has something to do with being a possession and being cherished and desired and all of that crap. So it's the two sides. No, they're not really two sides. I mean, the owner, the master, and the slave. The slave is definitely it's cooler than the master. Being a master is an asshole. You're just an asshole. I mean, that's a kind of a negative psychology when you're dependent on controlling something to control your emotions. So anyway, I mean, I don't want to make a video on psychology, because I'm always kind of just saying to people, look, just concede your psychology is whacked. And, you know, doing all this individual therapy thing is fine, but I just mean that's not really what I want to do on the internet. Because, yes, the philosophy thing is the bigger subject, as long as you don't pay any attention to all the ignorance of the past, the religions of the past. I mean, the philosophers of the past were really just religious kooks. Even when they weren't religious kooks, they were religious kooks. Nietzsche, for example. I mean, God is dead, and he made nature God. And just basically said, well, look, the only game in town is this natural dominance I win game, so let's play that. Let's play kill everybody. It's moronic, because, yes, all charity and all altruism is fake, so therefore, you know, let's all be the assholes we were born to be, which is just stupid, going back to the meme principle idea, where you learn principles of fairness. You learn concepts. Those concepts, you're not innately built to do that. You learn, and then you associate those things with things that are humiliating. Like you associate being unfair with having a very small penis. So, you know, or smelly farts or something. You associate with something negative and how it would make you negative. You would make your penis smaller, you know, if you went around beating up midgets. The brain penis. So yeah, it destroys the self-image, and so it uses psychology. Psychology has to be part of that recognizing the value thing, and that relates to the beginning of this whole brain conversation, is that the consciousness is doing the value thing. It's making value manifest. Value wouldn't mean anything if we weren't conscious of it. If I can't, if you feel your pain unconsciously, you're not feeling it. And therefore it's not punishing you, and therefore it has no meaning. I'm not afraid of unconscious suffering. It's conceptually vacuous and nonsensical. So it can't work. Alright, so yeah, but I mean, you can, obviously we could have a lot of conversations about psychology and how thoughts can play a role in the evolution of it, what's in your mixing bowl. So I'm just saying, obviously you're more capable of migrating your psychology if you understand the concept that your psychology is a conditioned disorder, usually of just habit, and that the only thing that will break it are a new habit. That is, you have to roll in a new pattern for quite a while, maybe sometimes, like cross-dressing, before you'll gain comfort in this new package, this new place that you're going. This new package, this house of habit. But knowledge of that by itself is power. So it's like you can't win it if you're not in it. And this is how you get in this game of control. It's just the ideas will control. And so if you have ideas that can control, then you'll control. If you don't have ideas or concepts of control, you can't control. So if you don't think you can do something, yes, you're less likely to be able to do it. If you think you can do it, there's more of a chance you'll be able to do it. That kind of thing. I mean, that's just simple kind of logic. So there's power in knowledge, in the sense that it creates options for evolution. Puts more stuff in the bowl to be mixed, and it gives you the option of disposing of extra bits and still having plenty left over for a suitable cake to be made. But yes, you don't make anything. The concepts make. The ideas make. The patterns, the habits. the very idea that I think in terms of there being these elements of disposition, biological, conditioned, and then abstract knowledge, and that these things are like lizard, ape, human, that these things control what I become. And that's it. They're my personality, whatever this is, this expression of meanness, is just a byproduct of those things. But it's all those things. It's not just body, it's not just brain, in terms of some genetic thing that just creates a disposition, that creates a kind of stickiness, you could say. Makes certain things stick, certain things that are like Velcro will stick, things that aren't like Velcro won't stick, kind of a thing, or something like that. But it doesn't decide anything, ultimately. Means the decision will be more complicated. Did you live in America? Did you go to high school? Did you, all that kind of crap will change the shape of you into a different organism. You'll morph from being born a praying mantis to becoming a hummingbird or something. I don't know. Hummingbird. Anyway, it's queer world, isn't it? Yes, it's queer. But I mean, I'm laughing. I'm not doing anything derogatory, because we all have these little things. This little package of bullshit that is our comfort zone, our toys, the parts of us that we find entertaining, worth playing with. So some people, it's something physical, like they dye their hair, or they do something and makeup, and then other people, it's more into this some sort of identity issue. What do I want to be perceived as? Some guy just doing the real butch thing, like Anaconda. I'm a man's man. Can't get the mouse to work. Because I was using the wrong one. There he is. Yeah, and they're so desperate to prove it that, they'll fart out a kid at 50 years old. Like, that makes some kind of sense. But it's all psychology. And I say psychology derogatorily, is that most of the psychology is not necessarily, it's all that negative conditioned psychology and habit psychology. And very little of our psychology is being controlled by these ideas or principles. And it's only when you live with them for a while, like you become a vegetarian, and then, like Anaconda would say, just kind of moderate your behavior based on guilt, in some sense of cheating. And you don't want to be a cheater, and you don't want to do this, and you don't want to disappoint, and you don't want to be a failure, and you don't want to, But that's, I guess we're all putting ourselves in some kind of contest, some sort of Olympics that we're running. And for everybody, it's a different kind of Olympics. But it's all special Olympics, because it's all fucking retarded, most of it. And in very few areas are we competing, are our psychologies manifesting. Something like a passion to fix things, a passion to be productive. See, and that's why I'd say that, I would argue that that's a key thing. Like that's why the Randian nihilists, the glibbists, like the mystic has become, are so dangerous. Is because they've lost all passion for this productivity thing. And that's the best habit you can have, the best meme idea to be manifest into your conditioning, is to understand me, robot, and then just understand, well, what kind of robot do I want to be? I mean, do I want to be robot that makes messes, does silly shit for dopey reasons, jumps out of planes or whatever, some kind of just waste money for no good reason whatsoever, for silly joy rides, goes on joy ride, robot that goes on joy rides, our robot getting off, so to speak, on the idea of rescuing the future from the dystopia we've mixed the ingredients to make. Yeah, so that's the value of the philosophy part, is that philosophically you can understand psychology. Most of it's robotic, silly, stupid, dumb habits. And the idea is, what kind of robot do you want to be? A robot that makes the world a better place, that leaves the place better than it got it, cleans up the condo, or a robot that messes up the condo. That's it, really. Asset deficit. You want to be, productive, destructive. Those are your options in life as a final byproduct of the mixing of the crap in the world going into the bowl, floating around, behavior popping out. You're just a reflection of the available ingredients. It's just you either have absorbed the good ingredients or you absorb bullshit ingredients. But the point is that once you know that's what you are, robot, again, it's just a simple question. Do I have programming that's going to make the world a better place, likely, or do I have programming where I'm just going to make a mess? Because I'm a need machine. I'm a waster, somebody who just needs a bunch of silly crap, to get from point A to point B. And I'd say, like for nicotine, the two manifestations of psychology, cross-dressing versus alcoholism. And it should be kind of obvious that the alcoholism, the thing that he's dragged with him for 10 years I've seen him on the internet, 8 years, whatever. That's a dead man's, entertainment. That's a robot not likely to do anything. Robots don't work. Alcohol isn't good fuel for robots. It doesn't turn them into anything good. It just makes them into shitheads and assholes, dumb fuckers, wasters. Now, cross-dressing, who cares? Fun for everyone. But alcoholism, no. Dumb psychology. That's a habit worth breaking. Not celebrating, not wearing as a, oh look at my alcohol badge. No. It's just saying. I mean, what I'm saying is, Nicotine's a smart guy. That's what I'm saying. Smart. Went to college and everything. And he can't figure this out? You can't figure out that, being a puppet to booze, doing commercials for it, essentially, unpaid commercials, is retarded. It's fucking retarded. It's really dumb. So, when really smart people do something really dumb, somebody should point it out. Yeah. So, I could give us some example of me doing something really dumb, I suppose, but I don't know exactly what that would be. Yeah. Sorry. See, I could even, I can rag on cigarettes as just a total waste. It's a waste of money, waste of the farmland, waste of a lot of things. But you could never make it into something as bad as alcohol, because alcohol has just so obviously been just such a, it's nothing but a terrible, infectious thorn in the side of mankind. It's just this wound, this pustule it's carried with it for thousands of years. It's just limping on its alcoholism. It's just done nothing good for the human race, and it's just, I'm not saying we prohibit it, I'm just saying that everybody should agree it's dumb psychology. Everybody should be able to agree with that it's nothing but a a dangerous, toxic chemical to the function of robots. I mean, it just doesn't do robots any good at all. A more rational defense of heroin can probably be made, because yes, it kills some people. Who cares? I mean, so does alcoholism. But yeah, once in a while, it makes a great poet or something. Yeah, I'm not saying that's worth all that much, but alcohol, we know, has killed more greatness. It's wiped out more greatness than it's ever produced. Yeah, that I think we can say quite safely, and that all smart people should always be suggesting to the other robots, don't play with fire. You know, it's that simple, right? I mean, if you don't have to light a match to do something with a match, don't play with the matches. It's dangerous. No point. Find something else to play with. Go put on some girl clothes. Do something harmlessly time-wasting. Okay, if you must waste time. Do something harmlessly time-wasting. Not something dangerously time-wasting. And certainly don't do commercials for the toxic chemicals. I mean, that's just really stupid. Don't advertise it. Stupid. Okay. So I think that's enough. Yeah, I think I've made my point. Yeah, I think I have. You know, I suppose we should all make some effort. I was just thinking that if I had cigarettes, you know, maybe I'd write asshole on the cigarette, or stupid. You know, just, not that I haven't said these things. Stupid vice, you know, some kind of stupid addiction. Some indication that this doesn't make the man. But again, I could argue, I think, that nicotine as a chemical has probably stimulated more human productivity than it has stolen by killing a bunch of dead people. I mean, you know, people that were already over 65, so, you know, they're effectively dead. They just haven't conceded they're dead yet. But, you know, for all practical purposes, they're dead. Yeah. You know, I mean, I'm exaggerating, but you know, you get my drift. I mean, you know, most of them are just, you know, people get a certain age and they just get too lost in their bullshit, their miseries, and, you know, these, I don't know, playing with grandchildren or something. I don't know. They get lost in bullshit, feeding little dogs turkey, and I don't know, gardening. Oops. Yeah, but they've just become kind of dottery. You know, just really aren't in the game anymore. Not playing a vigorous game. Yeah. Yeah. Generally speaking, again, you know, I don't want to, you know, say all old people are unproductive. Some of them aren't. But generally speaking, old people suck at doing anything very good. You know, maybe that's a simple enough statement. Yeah. Okay. So, I think that's enough of the video. Like I said, I don't know. The mystic just keeps talking around some sort of punchline. I don't know what the punchline is, but I know I don't like it. I know it has some kind of glibby crap tied to it, like it all doesn't matter, and somehow it's uncontrollable, and blah 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 blah. And it is uncontrollable in the sense that, yes, it's going to have to occur to us. That is, the idea is going to have to arrive on us, or the ingredients have to get in the bowl. I mean, you can't have an idea unless you have the ingredients first. You know, I mean, you can't write a computer software, let's say, unless you know computer software languages and all this kind of, you know, there's ingredients that got to go in before a product can come out, and you know, we're just waiting for these ingredients. So I guess what I'd argue though is we have the ingredients, and what we're just waiting for is the ingredients to do what they should be able to do by a mathematical formula. But our formulas all suck. Our formulas are idiotic, like, you know, life is precious, and you know, it's okay to kill a bunch of kids. You know, yes, it's okay to kill a bunch of kids to have silly freedoms, to make them recklessly. Yeah, it's all right. It's worth it. You know, have victims so you can have your winners. Have losers so you can have your winners. You know, just really dumb stuff that just doesn't make any sense. I mean, if you had a real brain. I mean, one that actually could do formulas and mathematics correctly, you'd understand that the victims, you know, the ones who are going to lose in life, the ones born defective, broken, ruined, the ones that will be destroyed by society, live in poverty or drug addiction or sexual molestations, all that kind of stuff, all those victims, you're not worth it. Because you're just silly. You're an alcoholic cross-dresser. You're not worth it. And that's what you know, psychologically, that's all you asshole. Well, we're just bags of psychology. Stupid psychology. And your silly notion of, oh, that felt good, just ain't good enough to undo all that horrible, awful suffering. So, yeah, you people can't do math worth shit. You're sucky robots, that's all that can be said. You just suck at doing the thing. And the thing really just depends, look, the key thing, the thing that will just open, make it all visible, is just that recognition that intelligence is ideas. You have to let them in your brain to have it. And the big one is the intelligence to know you're just a mechanical device. You're just responding to the crap that's banged into you. You're just a bag of, you're just a bunch of scar tissue, a bunch of dents in a smooth surface, and you just get dented through life, and then you're a pattern of dents. That's all you are. And it's just nothing. There's just nothing precious. Innately. Yeah, that's probably the way to say it. It's all just psychology. So just get over yourself and recognize that your delusion of accomplishments, personal ego, are just that. And they don't need to exist, and the universe will function just fine without them. It doesn't need your loser psychology, desperate to smooth out dents you should never put in the metal in the first place. Maybe that's a good way to put it. Well, it's close enough to a good enough way. That's what I'll say. Because you know, we'd go on and on and on and on and on and on, and it would all be in some way or another kind of redundant, just be saying the same shit over and over again. So anyway, get over yourself in the sense that philosophically, rationally understand you're just a bag of insecure, deprivated, hungry psychology. That's it. And you should be hungry to be more than something that figures out how to eat its own shit. Yeah, okay. Something like that. There's some kind of food value in all of this somewhere. Trust me. You have consumed it. I'm telling you, it will do you some good eventually. It just has to float around your head for a little while, and it'll bang into stuff, and it'll make some corrections. Don't worry about it. It'll work. It'll get rid of noise and dirt. It'll work. Yeah, but no money back guarantees or anything. But it'll work. Trust me. Anyway, till next time.